And this is the first time since, I guess, we have to go back to April when we were doing the second course, that I was sitting up here talking with everyone in English regularly for a meeting. So I just want to really start out on behalf of me and Nancy to thank all of you for your generosity and love and willingness to communicate in English. Because without that, we wouldn't be here. So that's what made it all possible for the two of us who are from the U.S. and don't speak Portuguese to work with all of you and to make ZISPOA a possibility and a reality. So I just want you to know we never ever forget for a moment how much we respect and appreciate your willingness to do it that way. So that's the first thing. Second, so now having said that, okay, we've got, we're getting a big group. There's one chair here for some reason. No problem. Okay. Keep going. All right, well, somebody take this chair. Somebody want to come up? There's an empty chair here. So this kind of brings me back to the roots of the very first course that we did here in this room with Pulsar. And they always start out with a check-in. And I think for tonight, it's good. Let's be brief. Just say your name and your mood in one word. And if you can do it in English, that'd be great. But if you want to say it in Portuguese, probably I don't know that. Okay. Please.
My name is Thiago. I'm looking forward for this meeting, and I want a lot of feedback about the tools that we used to use. One word. Sorry.
Like police, you know. Alright.
I'm Alexandre, and I'm curious. Very much indeed.
I'm Cecilia, or Cissa, and I'm curious too. I'm Fabiola, and I'm thankful.
I'm Luca, and I'm fine. I'm Camila, and I'm kind of nervous.
I'm Rosa. I'm an engineer.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
One word, fine.
I'm Daniel. I'm excited.
I'm Luciana, I'm excited too.
I am Juliana, and I am motivated.
Anna, I'm happy.
I'm Salomão and trying.
I'm using I'm curious here.
I am Angélica, I am happy.
I am Leonardo. I'm curious.
Cristiane, curiosa.
Daniel, estou curioso.
Arthur, apreensivo.
Florinda, tem que entusiasmada.
I'm Paula, and I'm excited.
I'm Vanessa, I'm excited.
I'm Lisa and I'm anxious.
Esse Luiz, I'm happy.
I'm Nancy, and I'm happy.
I'm Ricardo and I'm also happy.
I'm João Pedro, and I'm curious.
I'm Ana Flávia, and I'm anxious. And Vicky, happy.
My name is Leonardo, and I'm feeling very enthusiastic.
I'm Thiago, and I'm feeling curious.
And we have some more. I wish we could bring more up here.
Curious.
I'm on demo. I'm peaceful.
I'm Caesar, and from MVM.
And what's your mood?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Your mood.
I'm feeling wet.
Very good. Let's see, who else is there?
Hi, I'm Lucas, and I'm excited.
I'm Clara, and I'm anxious.
I'm Lucas and I'm happy.
All right. And I'm Mark, and I'm very happy. Okay. Couple
Fica sem barba, então tipo.
And if you'll notice that
Tá gravando.
I'm wearing the T-shirt that Tiago designed and had made with, as part of our great team from Group 4 and others for the festival, the ZISPOA festival we had in Villa Flores on June 5th. And there are two reasons why I'm wearing it. I want it because the quote on the front is perfect for this meeting tonight. We're taking another big step forward. And secondly, I'm modeling it because since the festival, a lot of people got shirts, but we still have some. So we have 7 Medio and 7 Granji, and if anybody wants to buy one tonight afterwards, please do so. The other thing to say real quickly is that when I sent the email that many of you got, I did the attachment of the 2-page flyer that we used this week or last Wednesday at the AmCham Business Day. And we haven't put it on the website yet, but we will. But in the meantime, please, if you want to print this out and use it, it's really the first kind of detailed statement we have of what ZISPOA is all about and all the things that we have done and are doing. It was kind of a shortened version of the speech that some of you heard me give last week. So that's the other thing. The main thing I want to say is first to thank Nancy, because it's hard to believe, but starting next month we will be beginning our 4th year here. We will have actually lived here in Porto Alegre, the same place where we live now, since September of 2013. And to be so far away from home in a beautiful but strange place where we don't communicate so well, it couldn't have been possible without Nancy's incredible effort. I wouldn't be here without her, and I want to thank her for that. And really to say to you, this whole thing has been totally crazy. Amazing, magical, miraculous, really crazy. Because, a year ago at this time, we were at home in the U.S. at the beach getting ready to come back to, first we went to Buenos Aires, I gave a big speech, an international conference, and we came back here, and we were going to do this big project for Caxias and Sarah Gauscher that was going to be the follow-on to the Leapfrog strategy. And that project never happened. Although we had to wait until mid-December until we found that out, that it wasn't going to. But in the meantime, something more amazing happened that changed our lives forever. I think it changed all your lives forever. It's going to change a lot of people's lives. And, I was on a call this morning with one of the guys that runs the global what's called the Smart City Expo World Congress from Barcelona, where it's like all the coolest, best things that are happening all over the world. They're like, ZISPOA, so we're getting around, and it's hard to believe that we, thanks to Parallel Vivo and all the people that started that, and from when Nancy and I and Judy joined last September, just about a year ago, and to the Pulsar and the Desafio Emprendedor, and all of the students that came forward and said, we want to do this. And here's Ricardo sitting right there, was one of them. And so we said, we'll try it. And we took the first step and the second step. And look where we are. It's amazing. By June, when we had the big festival, and we won, the Bronze Delville Prize, ZISPOA, Parallel Vivo, and 6 of the startups. And so what we're doing tonight is the beginning of phase 2. So we just spent the last 2 months doing strategic planning to figure out how we could go forward together to really go from creating a possibility, which is what we did over these last 10 months, something that nobody thought was possible. We've proved it really is possible. And now we want to take that possibility and make it a reality, and a much bigger possibility for all of us and a lot more people. So how do we get organized to do that? Oh, wow.
E a pergunta é, como é que a gente se organiza para fazer isso?
Ah?
Olá.
Does anybody else need translating? Tonight we're going to be in English. We got to translate.
Tradução.
Se alguém quiser tradução, vem pra cá.
Pode chegar de casa do ator. Tem buff ali.
All
Ele traduz
right.
na
Okay,
hora.
good.
A gente fica aqui.
All right.
Só está observando, na verdade.
Bem-vindo.
Thank you.
Just say your name and then you're in a good mood.
Leonardo.
Eu sou Paula, eu na verdade estou fazendo um doutorado sobre coletivos criativos e aí estou vindo fazer algumas observações aqui no Paralelo Vivo e me falaram que tinha as reuniões do ZIS aqui e resolvi vir aqui para observar, né, e ver o que está acontecendo.
Perfeito.
Podemos filmar?
Tá até filmando ali.
Ah, tá.
Pode filmar então.
Porque aí a gente tem o nosso material.
Tá,
Primeiramente.
Okay, all right. So, there are kind of like a few different elements of this planning that we want. The first is that we recognize that the original model that we carried forward until recently started with the first course of having 6 groups and trying to get everyone to join one of the 6 groups. And the groups would get bigger and bigger, do multiple projects. We realized that we've already outgrown that. So that what we're going to do is focus on not groups but projects. So every, could be one person could be doing a project, or a small group of people could be doing a project. But so we're going to be driven by projects, lots of projects, and we want to support and encourage all of them, which means that there'll be many groups of different sizes. So that's the first thing. And in order to support this whole approach, we have the project management tool that Thiago designed and to help you use as a way of making progress. We want to do other kinds of training and support. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but we've been talking with Pulsar about that, maybe designing something special to work with projects. We have the ZIS Talks every week as a way of getting people together as a place to meet with your group project. And we're going to have these monthly stakeholder meetings, which is so vital because, and I'm feeling out, like to see already how many people are here. So I'm deeply honored and humbled by that because for us to succeed, we really need to operate as a team. So I want to share this story. When we did, a lot of you know about NOMA in Washington, D.C., which was a very impossible thing, which we succeeded in accomplishing. And one of the ways that we did it in NOMA was we had every month what we called a stakeholder meeting. That was for all the people that were involved in whatever they were involved, and anyone else who wanted to get involved, like completely open to everyone. And what we did at these meetings was that each different piece of whoever was working on something, they would share what progress they were making since the last. So they would say, okay, this is what we accomplished, this is what we didn't accomplish, here's where we're doing well, here's where we're having trouble and need help. And we would kind of go around, so people would first share their progress, which was good because we kept moving forward. They got acknowledged for that, which felt nice. They would also talk about what help they needed, where they were having trouble, which is really important because then other people would step up you know, even if they weren't involved in that particular project, say, oh, I can help you with that. I know somebody that can help you with that. And so we helped each other a lot, make more progress together. And then the people would commit, okay, and here's what we're going to do over the next month. So that gave them another step to take forward, a target to work towards, and something to be held accountable to. Then they would come back the next month and they would say, well, did they accomplish it or not, or what part they did or what part they didn't. And so the net of all of it was it created an incredible sense of teamwork. That we really were all in it together. Everybody was in it together. Everybody was on the same side to help each other. Because either we would all win together or we would all not win together. You know, it wasn't me versus you. It was like we all win or we don't. But if we pull together, we really can all win. And that was what happened there. And so it was, you know, we did this for 5 years, every month. So we got to a place where it was clearly all going to go forward. And one of the things that was so beautiful about it was how everybody really became one. You know, and we had even, because we had very, you know, much more wide-ranging groups. You know, we had the federal government and the metro authority. So there were like a lot, you know, in this joint effort we were all doing together, there were a lot of people that would, under any other circumstance, would never even be talking to each other. And here they were, you know, by the time we reached this 5-year point, everybody was hugging each other, which I know happens in Brazil all the time, but U.S. not as often. And so the fact that everybody was hugging each other in this group was an amazing miracle. And so that's the main, so that's what the stakeholder meetings are going to be about, is for us to become one. And taking, you know, step, and then step, and then step, and then step. Because what we want to achieve is huge, and it's going to take a long time. But each week, each month, we can take steps along the way to move forward. And then it's not so huge. And then, just to give an example that proves it, when we all first sat in this room on October 20th, when we had the open house for the first course, some of you were here. Could we have ever imagined that this is where we were going to be by the end of August? I couldn't. Now, if we would have said on that first day, oh, this is where we want to get to, it would have made everybody crazy. Their heads would have exploded. But we didn't do that. We said, let's take a step, and we'll take a step, and we'll take a step. And so that's what we want to keep doing through these stakeholder meetings. So a couple more things. One is that there's going to be, we're going to, believe it or not, over the next couple months we're going to do our 4th and 5th course already. We've already had 3. So from late September to the beginning of November, we're going to do a 6-week ZISPOA course that I'll lead here in this room. And then that'll be followed in November by a second Next Citizens course. And you want to say a bit about that?
Yeah, I can talk later.
Okay, all right, good. Okay.
But it will be at Finado's holiday. It's a couple, like 4 or 5 days. And it's going to be the second edition of Next Citizens. But we'll talk about that.
Okay. So as part of this overall support structure, another thing we're going to do is we're going to have these 2 new courses. And so I invite you, if you didn't do course 1 or course 2, I think it'll be a fun experience. And we'll let you know more about that. Like I say, I think it's going to start on September 27th. And lastly, just want to say 2 more things, and then we'll get going. We're going to tell you more later about a structure that we put together on a kind of, you know, flying by the seat of our pants basis. Ever since last January. And the reason we're going to tell you about that is because we want you all to be part of that and to help us enlarge that and be better organized and to support all the project groups. And so here's the thing that, and I'll just stop here and then we'll get started with reports. That last year, on October 20th, in this room, we had the open house to tell people about the first course that we were going to do starting on October 27th, the ZISPOA course. And now, 1 year later, on October 20th, we're going to have, across the street in Shopping Hotel, the inauguration of the first electric car charging station, partly solar powered, in all of Rio Grande do Sul. That's a ZISPOA initiative. And at that event, we're going to have the Swedish ambassador to Brazil and the Swedish vice minister for industry and innovation and other dignitaries. And you're going to hear more about this from MVM. But when you think of that, that's what we did in a year. So I hope that kind of empowers everyone and lifts their vision, because, you know, Nancy and I are still here because we believe in you, and I know you're counting on us, but we're counting on you. And so together we can do it. All right. So now I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. In English.
Yes.
So sorry for my English. We are going to do a structure that works like this: 5 minutes for each group, each project be presented by the leader or anyone responsible for that. And the last 5 minutes is dedicated to the public to interact with the presenter or with the group that is working on the project, to say, oh, I can help on that, I have a tip for you on that, and we talk later. So you present your solution, but not discuss it, only present.
Right, yes. One important point that I didn't add. So in this model of the stakeholder meeting, there's no criticism, so you don't say to anyone, oh, that's a dumb idea. There's no, or there's no debate, this is not a intellectual academic forum. So it's to get information, you can ask questions, and to offer help and encouragement. Okay?
Nancy will start the chronometer. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. She has the box.
That's another thing we learned from Pierre.
And so let's start. Anyone has one question before we start? Any question? Okay, you can go forward. So this slide is the print of the. That's right. The print screen of the documents that we presented you 1 month ago. We have videos that if anyone didn't see it, you can watch the video on YouTube. So we have a project that is called, to now, it's Maratona de Startups e AJs. And it's to the external public. It's a project that we think that will help with all the startups in the zone that want to participate and share a problem with us. We will bring together all the junior enterprise and that work on woods, and they will come and make multidisciplinary groups to solve the startups problems. And we only achieved till now the kickoff meeting, so it's a start, it's in the very beginning. The next steps is to map all the startups that will work on can work potentially on these key problems, and all the junior enterprise that can work and get in contact with them on the project solution. We will define what is sustainable innovation, and we will make a workshop before the meeting to set the parameters and the mindset, and we will have the visual identity made by Juliana. And the risk is I don't know how to say that in English.
Not enough participants.
Yeah, not enough participants, and in both sides, and to mitigate that problem, we will have to make a good planning, to share the information and a good communication. We will, I don't know if you can say play, but we will play with the quantity of, if you don't have enough startups, we will go down in the participants of junior enterprise, and if we have too much problems to solve, we will decrease, we will make a better selection of this problem to fit with the junior enterprise participants. We will have to, we are worried with the infrastructure, and to do that we will estimate better by sharing this with the startups and the junior enterprises to make a good number for of the participants, and so this way we can make sure of the resources that are necessary. If we could use this room or rooms at Woods, so we have persons looking for that, for all these options. So that's all. How many minutes? You did it?
Oh, I didn't time you.
It's easy like that.
I don't think you went over fast.
Do anyone, can you do it now?
Alright.
Or goodness,
I have a suggestion.
or comments.
Maybe during the mapping of the startups and the junior enterprises, you already, do some questionnaire, trying to find out their interest on the idea of doing it before planning the whole project. You can mitigate some risks by asking them.
Okay.
Are you focusing on startups only from this group or all Porto Alegre?
Two startups, two kinds of startups that work on ZISPOA and is placed on ZISPOA zone. If we don't have enough startups, we go for
In English. I'm starting a master degree that talks about sustainable innovation, and I'd like to join your.
okay.
I need
You're
to
very welcome.
because if we wanted to start defining what it is,
Yeah.
it will
Actually,
be
it's
a
very
resource
responsibility.
of
So
work.
we have
Thank you for existing.
About the infrastructure, I think URG's Centenary Engineering Building, it's a good place to do it, and I think with the junior enterprises, URGS probably will help you, so
Okay.
I think you should go for that.
Okay, thank you. I should leave notes.
Yeah, you should. I'll give you a
Yeah, it's being recorded. Yeah, you just have to watch.
And look and see how ready it's working. See that people are saying helpful things that you realize, oh, I should be writing this down. That's a good sign. All right. Who else?
We can go forward if anyone.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So
Wait. So and then what you build into, so by the next month you have your target what you're going to accomplish between now and the next month.
Yeah, it's already there. I think.
Oh, that's there. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Steps.
Okay. You got it.
So the next one is this project. Is from Salomon. You can do it in your place if you don't want to.
In English, well, on base of what Group 3 offered, we came with the idea by building an ornamental aquaponics system and for the zone. And the first idea was me and Vanessa thought to build a structure here by Paralelo Vivo, and we lack of materials and investment, so we thought of making one with low investment and using materials we can find. We already had decided some things by the kickoff meeting, and the size of the structure. And the next steps is basically to define once and for all the place we could actually put that system. And if we can manage to find some partnerships and people to help, and obtain the materials. That's the main what's left. So the risks we're taking is not find a place, and we need a place that actually has some kind of security, because I'm planning to use my solar panel to pump the system, and I can do that if in an open place, like a square or something public. So if we don't find a place with enough security, we can also build a system without the solar panel and using a electric pump. And that's the risk and the mitigation solution. So we actually had a 3D model, and that's basically it.
I think it's a great idea, and maybe you could list which material do you need, and we can put on Facebook or something like this, and people could help with the material.
But you don't have a project yet because you don't have a place, so you don't know the quantity.
We kind of decided the size of the structure, and I'll tell you, we thought about using 2 bathrooms as
So
the...
you have a project.
Yes. And the materials have already had a list.
Do you know crowdfunding?
What?
Crowdfunding?
Crowdfunding, yes.
Do you feel like this project fits the model for
No, the basic idea of this project is just to put a system to work. And by doing that, we attempt to attract visibility. And I know by experience that when people saw that stuff working, they magically fell in love with it. So if we don't have funding, we made a low found system, but if we had found and proper space, better the project.
much better?
Way better. We could technify, see.
Very good.
You should make notes.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is group 4, they could help you.
Yes.
Perfect.
The solar stuff and electrification on the feed of fish.
Cool.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for the measurement too.
iPad? Is my iPad's, okay.
Did everybody get to do it, to sign in?
So the next project is the crowdfunding.
Grupo 4.
Right here. Can we talk from here?
Sure. Oh, it's up. Oh, I see.
It's wrong, but and the number of group, we are the group 4.
Yeah, most anyone.
Creativity and collaboration. The leader are Kaká and Rafael. What?
Yeah, come up here.
Yeah, it's the
I can see.
Não sei, eles não
não tem. Foi print.
We made an English version, but it's not available, so.
That's okay.
So our main goal for our project is to make a crowdfunding for ZISPOA. And in order to do that, we have some achievements that we already
já conseguiram fazer algumas coisas.
already, okay. So first step, we researched all crowdfunding platforms that we could use for a project that we would choose. Okay, so we did our research. Next step was we. I didn't know I was gonna be here talking to you. Okay. Okay. We needed people to make some marketing and advertising, so we talked to Paula, and she's helping us to film something for be published on the internet. And Leo Sassing, another guy from here, yeah, he is willing to help us to give equipment and his station for editing videos. Okay, so we got partners, we got a platform, and then we have someone to film it. That's Paul from there. So our next step is to choose which project we will have to fund. Crowdfunding, just I don't know if everyone is familiar with the word, but crowdfunding is a financial project. I don't know how to say it, but
online vaquinha.
Funding platform.
online platform to finance to raise money for some project that don't have money. Some people, Catarse or yeah. I don't know, someone from here didn't know what it was. So we have to choose which of these platforms are more suitable for us. And then we have to choose a project. So after tonight, we will have an overview of all the projects that we have here in ZISPOA. And the third step is to choose which rewards we will give to people that will give us money. You know, usually in crowdfunding you have to give something back for the people that give you money. Okay, our fourth step is talking with Mark and Nancy, so we can know how where we are gonna put this money and how the money will get to us, with which bank, and how this all will work. Okay. Okay.
So we list some risks. The first one is one risk is to choose one project that don't engage people with the financial. And the risk mitigation for this risk is to validate this idea inside the zone before the publishing. And another risk number two that the project, the people don't don't feel positive with the targets, the project targets, and one mitigation need to validate this. The same of the one validate before publishing. Okay. And that's it.
Okay.
Suggestions?
I can contribute with the rewards. Vai passar, cadê?
Okay.
If you want some,
Yeah.
I can sponsor.
Yeah.
Very good.
And that's
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
I have a suggestion about why you're putting just only one project, because the zone is like a movement of a lot of projects. So even if you don't need financing for some project that you are have financing, if I would put money on something, on a movement, I would like to see like a lot of things that are happening on the movement. Yeah, you can choose a project, or otherwise you can put a lot of projects and say like, do you want to contribute to one of those projects, and you have only one bank for it, one box for it. It makes more dynamic, and I don't know.
Yeah.
We had a discussion, but I can't remember why do you remember why?
You chose only one.
Yeah. I
I
can't remember why.
The main issue on crowdfunding when we started thinking about doing it was, okay, let's do a crowdfunding for ZISPOA. That doesn't work, doesn't fit to what crowdfunding is based on. We will be delivering something to these people via due date. So ZISPOA is not something that we could crowdfund. And then, to solve that problem, we decided we would pick a very specific project that can be delivered by due date. And in this way, it would be easier to get funding. I feel like it's interesting to show options and see. At the same crowdfunding, 5 things that would be delivered, but I think it's harder to get the. I don't know. We should try. We should certainly try to find out which is better. If someone has already done crowdfunding with just one account and more than one possibility of funding, I don't know. We should try.
On WeBike, we're gonna launch crowdfunding next month. So as we go, we can like share like the lessons learned and our experiences. We're like still planning it, but already have some nice lessons learned, so we can share.
This is our main project, but we talk about minor projects that we raise money monthly or without a due date, and like just putting the bank options, and people will give you money, and we have a lot of options for people to donate. You know, crowdfunding just one of them, and so we're showing just this one.
Yes, I think there's a lot of projects here and with different kinds of nature. So maybe one platform of crowdfunding would not be very suitable for all the projects. And I agree with that the most projects we can put in some crowdfunding would be nicer to make ZISPOA more open and more transparent also, to see all the projects that are being developed that needs money to be raised, and also if ZISPOA wants, they could create some special members that if you apply for, if you give money for 4 or more projects inside ZISPOA, you are a ZISPOA member. You are like inside here.
Yeah, this is a water war.
Yeah. Yes, or for companies also that want to have some marketing to get the
Good, thank you.
Hey, you can link with the startups as well.
Okay?
She wants to talk.
Yes.
I have one idea that might help to solve this, to improve the situation, because we have here the ODS that are being working, and it could be like an umbrella for a lot of projects. When you put recycle, you put rebike, showing the project will be attempting to ODS or another umbrella that you can use, and of course I'm going to mention it could be zero waste. In zero waste, you can put an umbrella that covers a lot of different projects that runs through ZISPOA and that make it have something more effective. So you give a goal through something that might be a major project that has different small projects, but you deliver something. You know that it will be zero waste, or it will be LDS, or it will be something like solar power or something like that. And then you deliver.
Okay,
It's a good idea.
thank you. Go ahead, group 5.
Alexander. Oh yeah. And well, today. Yeah. Well, this is kind of an ongoing thing, but let's see if I can sum it up. We're for some time. Mark will help me with the date. When was the webinar?
That was April 11th.
Yeah, since April 11th, where we held a webinar with the Geo Summer project. We've been trying to integrate it with ZISPOA's activities. So Group 5 was mapping, and the Geo Summer is about extending geographic information technologies across the globe to developing countries to help foster better urban management of cities. So what we've been doing since then is to develop a project for resources. We're asking for funds from international partners, which will probably eventually fund this, to have a group of professors from the United States come here and develop a full course on geographic information science with the help of the university and ZISPOA members. And then to develop
Porto Alegre Resiliente.
Yeah, Porto Alegre Resiliente. And then to develop a series of workshops, which they call boot camps, to actually go out to the street and map different things, different aspects of the city. We've been developing the project focusing on energy and solar power. So what we've done so far is we established already the partnership with the group, especially with the Eco-Cities in World Map project, which is like a project part of GeoSummer. We developed, we had a workshop of not only geodesign, but mostly of geographic information here at the hub a couple of weeks ago. We had, and we held meetings with the group 6 and with group 1 and group X. I don't know the number of group X. The guys that are developing the diagnostic for the zone, to see how we could help them and how we could integrate them into the project. Okay. Next step is to get a funding proposal out there. We're going to have a meeting this Wednesday, so we're having like every 2 weeks meetings with the group.
We're getting close.
We're getting close, yeah. It's been like a fast-paced development, and we have to partner up with the local groups, institutions. We just like last Friday we have an excellent talk with a professor from the architecture department. Then we have to structure the local management group, because this is quite a complex mapping enterprise, and we need people from several different groups and to integrate the whole thing between everyone. So major risks are not to have any funds. So we obviously need. We're trying to get the fiscal year from the United States to have some leftovers from Brasilia or São Paulo come over here. And then if we don't have resources, we're going to try to set in-kind contributions, where companies from here contribute with services or goods for the project. We might not have local partners with the data and the quality or quantity we need, so we're going to have to try to access secondary data sources, or try to even map the data ourselves, if that's the need that we have. We might not have, those are the initial resources, sorry. We might not have resources for the whole thing, like not only to start it, but like to fund the whole project. So we would have, I put Mark here, he didn't know that, I don't know if he saw it this afternoon. We're going to need different sources. And there's the whole thing about software and hardware for the project. We've been talking with Boa Resiliente and Esri and different companies to try to provide us services. And if we don't get it, we're probably going to have to run to open softwares and open hardware providers. But I mean, that's something to yet to see. I don't have anything to contribute. Trying to be brief. There's a lot of community participation. I forgot to mention that.
Okay. Questions, comments, suggestions?
Do you plan to give this data like for free to the public? Data, like open data? Or?
Yeah, the whole thing is like create a big data set that's going to be available. Maybe not all of it, because we might have to access like secure information from like energy or something. But obviously we would have like the larger part of it open and published. There's a publishing service which already runs in the partnership that we're probably trying to use. It's called GeoNode.
Anybody else?
No help?
Luciana.
There are some other places at Urgs that they have works and projects with observatórios of the city. Now I can recall the Observatório de Economia Criativa, Observatório de Segurança Alimentar, Observatório de Desastres Ambientais, something like that. Yeah. And I know there are some maps where you can see, for instance, like I don't know if you intend to include that, but for instance, places in the city where you can have food for free, or you can get trees that give fruits. There are several different types of maps that are already being done in the whole Portal Library, and of course, then you can locate this kind of things in ZISPOA. So maybe
I would love that list.
yeah, we can create that list. Maybe this could be a next step, to create a list of other websites and mappings that are already exist in the city.
But those maps that they exist, you can actually import them to a map that you have. Like
and they are usually open source because they are produced by the university or something.
So you become the map of the maps.
Yes. They're fake.
Or you just import the information that's relevant.
Yeah, I know a bunch, but I want also like this. The one from fruits around the city. I
remember to come across with that.
I love it. It's great.
Thanks.
I have those maps.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome.
It's a link. It's an open link. Like you search for fruits, like eatable fruits on the streets.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And
Anybody else? Very good.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please.
We would definitely love to have people helping, because we will have a lot of need for work, both doing like mapping and stuff, but also on contacting people and getting the thing done. So as many people that we have. Sorry.
When are you starting?
We're starting, we don't know yet, but probably next year. We will probably have to link with the academic semester. So maybe March, but probably August. Like the big thing's gonna be done. But before then, we gotta organize ourselves. So we gotta, have a base map already going on and stuff like that. There's gonna be a lot of contact between institutions. For instance, you have to ring CE and ask, give me energy data, stuff like that. So that's definitely gonna. We would love to have people that are willing to do that with us.
And just to say, something you see this theme that, this is part of what Nancy and I in particular can contribute, are these international partnerships. So why are we doing it? It's really, one, because we need the help, and we think that we have a good opportunity to get talent and expertise and resources, all sorts of things from the whole world that we don't necessarily going to be able to get from here. But there's two other reasons, and one is going out and one is coming in. So the one that's going out is that we're saying that Porto Alegre here, Grande Sul, is leapfrogging in the future and has the capability that any place, anywhere in the world has. You see what I mean? And so by having these partnerships, we want to show them. So this is a very sophisticated project. The people in the U.S. are very impressed by it, how we're doing it. The other side of the coin is that we believe that it's vital for you to know, you and lots of other people here to know, that the world believes in you. So that's the other side of these international partnerships, is the message coming in. So that's why we're doing it.
I spoke to Alexandre. Explain. Alexandre?
Alright.
This is you also.
It's me. Can you please present in Portuguese? Because I think she would be really best.
Okay,
Then I
okay.
can
Tá,
translate
então.
her.
Vou provar, porque senão em inglês eu vou me enrolar. Bom, a gente tem uma parceria com o Júlio da URGS, que é professor do design lá no mestrado. Então a gente já teve 2 atividades, aí a gente botou só a do mestrado, a gente teve também já com a graduação, que tem projetos que podem ainda acontecer com a zona. Mas no mestrado a gente já fez um workshop aqui no sábado passado, que era para tentar entender um pouco mais a visão estratégica da zona, na visão dos fatores humanos. Então a gente entendeu um pouco as barreiras internas da zona, e agora a gente está fazendo a compilação para tentar entregar um relatório. Então a coisa já está em andamento, a ideia é da gente entregar em 2 semanas, por aí, até terminar o trimestre. Acho que foi bem interessante a atividade, né? A gente conseguiu ter um retorno legal, e a gente pretende continuar essa parceria lá, tanto com o mestrado quanto com a graduação do design da URGS. E o outro projeto tem várias ideias para tanto a parte de mídias sociais, de tentar melhorar o design da página, do site. A gente já está pensando em algumas ações. Tem também um guia que a gente está pensando em fazer das bicicletas, tentar ver parcerias com outras empresas aqui da zona. E o outro seria uma parte mais de intervenção urbana. Então seria colocar paninhos pela cidade para mostrar que ali é poluído. Então, passando o tempo, ia aparecer ver que está sujo, e aí tem uma informação de que, olha, você está respirando um ar poluído, o que você pode fazer? Vamos parar de usar carro, essa rua não pode mais ter estacionamento, enfim, algumas ações que podem ser para divulgar a zona um pouco melhor. E aí, mas ainda vai ter outros projetos, só que a gente ainda não divulgou, nem para o Grupo 5 ainda, né? Mas a gente está nesse processo ainda, combinar essa estratégia, como vai ser. Acho que é isso. Até a gente trouxe as pessoas. A gente já vai deixar aqui as pessoas. No workshop a gente fez, para entender um pouco as barreiras externas, a gente desenhou algumas pessoas que são os extremos, né, da zona, para tentar entender um pouco melhor quem é esse público. Então a gente foi estudando, pensando nos eixos entre sustentabilidade e inovação. A gente trouxe essas 9 pessoas. A gente vai deixar aí, se quiserem ficar e conhecer um pouco melhor esse público aí. Vocês têm alguma coisa para...
Acho que vale a pena fazer rodar as pessoas, divide no meio e faz rodar de um lado para o outro, sabe? Vai demorar muito para as pessoas se ligarem.
Vou passar aqui também. Vou dar mais no meio.
Como
Mario. I was in the workshop that Virginia was training. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah! If the people could talk in English, well, then you can respond.
We started a conversation with NovaPoa, and we had an idea, and I was talking about that with Professor Júlio, to help us to design an infographic about all advantages that the companies have inside the 4 districts. And NovaPoa liked it so much to help, get help to design this infographic about this law. It's step by step, very clear to explain. But we have a possibility to get all advantages of 4 districts inside the ZISPOA. We have a part, but not all ZISPOA.
Nice.
Yeah. We can have this help for this group for design.
Yeah, I think
we can offer to NovaPoa, and will be the ZISPOA that we will offer it for the city.
I don't know if we will have the graduation this semester, but the next one,
Are those real people?
No.
Archetypes.
Personas é um perfil fictício, arquétipo para te entender melhor o público que você está trabalhando.
Isso é um exemplo.
Normalmente ele é feito através de pesquisa etnográfica, é uma coisa um pouco mais embasada. A gente fez a proto-persona que é baseada na intuição, então é mais ou menos o que a gente percebeu. Senão a gente teria que ter um tempo de investigação maior.
Ela começou com o professor e depois fez uma caminhada nas zonas. Então eles passaram um tempo entendendo um pouco mais, o Luiz e o Júlio falando as fontes.
Como a gente está mais integrado, então a gente tem essa parte.
Você chegou a falar um negócio das pessoas internas?
Sim. Barreiras internas.
Explica um pouquinho melhor.
O que são as barreiras internas?
Que assim, barreiras internas a gente fala muito, as externas são essas que a gente mostrou para vocês. As internas normalmente acontecem no próprio grupo. Então a gente às vezes tem um perfil de pessoas que é muito mais criativo e aí cria, mas falta alguém que gerencie isso. Então a gente também está tentando entender esse processo interno para conseguir ajudar de alguma maneira no processo.
Well, in this last month, since we were introduced to these tools, our achievement in this project was to get the support of the teachers. Well, let me just explain basically what it is. With Felipe Nascimento, who is a teacher at administration in books, he told Mark actually, that he was available to help the companies here in ZISPOA with his expertise, since, with all of his knowledge as a teacher. And not only him, but other 2 professors at Lux, they said that they were willing to help us to help the companies here. So a few of the students of this class are going to help us as well with that. They're going to spend, I guess, around 3 weeks helping us. And the idea is to do an event where where the teachers are going to mentor startups or companies here of ZISPOA. So our next steps are to contact the teachers and talk to them to set everything up, and then make this idea, this project public, and invite startups or companies to participate. And then we will, depending on the number of companies, we will select them, because probably we can't like do it for a whole lot of companies at once. Maybe we have to do more editions of this event. And then we will just have to like set it up and organize it to make this event happen. So that's what we intend to do during this next month. And the risks that the professors might give up, they might not be able to do it, and then we would need to either find new professors or maybe make it more flexible so they can come and help us even, I don't know, in another date maybe. And another risk is if companies don't sign up for this event, and then we thought about giving more time for them to subscribe, yeah, or and also to do more advertising on this project. And this just came up. It was something that we started kind of last week, because we had another project which was to map the companies in ZISPOA, and once we had the information of, for example, of which area each company was, we were thinking about doing like business rounds, rodadas de negócio, with the companies here from ZISPOA. But we were kind of stuck with the mapping, because we were talking about with other groups that were also doing mapping, and we were trying to put the things together. But we kind of got stuck in that, so we're still thinking about doing this business routes. But maybe once we do these events and we can talk to companies during these events and get to know them, then we will get information that we would have from the mapping. And knowing the companies here in ZISPOA, we are going to try to do these business rounds and also other types of events to help the companies. For example, like how to make the companies more sustainable if they're not, or even how to help them in the management of the companies, for example. So I guess that's it. Yeah.
We have to do it. Sorry. No, talk about mapping. Talk about mapping.
We have to do a mapping to invite the startups, so we could share some information about them. Because we are doing the map, and we will have to make contact with them.
Oh, you mean you're going to talk to the startups?
Yeah, we are going to talk about the map, and we kind of will have to make a list of the startups. We should not make the two times.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I would like to say is that if anybody has got mapping needs, they can come to us, we can help them out. And that's like one of the services we're willing to provide to everyone else. And Mark Castillo done like a draft of a map that we want. He mapped a lot of different places, like every single building in the zone. So we already have that. We have to, make it better, because it's really crude information. But then it's a really good base to start.
Yeah, we actually, I guess.
Yeah, it's because we already started, and then we saw a part, like Viviana, one of our groups saw your part of the map. But then for us, we need more information, like we need which kind of business is it, and the contact, so we can make this round business and other stuff after. So that's why it didn't match.
But it does.
Yeah. Okay. So
It can.
that's great.
Everything is possible.
Yeah.
Do you want to say a little more about Luis Felipe's class?
Just a second.
Or I'll say it so you can
I
translate.
can say it.
Okay, go ahead.
Just because it's super.
You're a good multitask.
Luis Felipe, the professor at the business school that has been helping in many different projects in the zone. Right now his class is working again with us. So last week I went there and their students are going to provide a consulting service to the zone, which means we selected some problems and we gave to them, and in 3 weeks time we're going to go back there and they're going to provide their advice, and we're going to judge them, say no, you could have done this better, this won't be useful, oh this is very good, thank you. So one of the ideas we asked them to design a strategy for was exactly your project. So that might be a good starting point for you, how to design and strategize a network of professors that would help the businesses. And one hint that I could give to you that he said was to think about something that wouldn't require the professors to spend a lot of time of their everyday life. So if you could do something via Skype or via any other online platform, that would be beneficial. If they do have to meet face-to-face, it would be preferably for the startups to go to the university rather than the other way around. But I think great things will come from this project. So not this week, next week, they're gonna give the answers back. So hopefully you can start from that.
I would recommend you to talk and do some benchmarking with some other like organizations that some kind of mentoring system already in course. I will give 2 examples. One, Endeavor. There's an NGO for like business-friendly environment that is here at Shopping Total, and they have like a great network of mentors, but they're all like business mentors. But you can like definitely talk and have a benchmark and maybe even a partnership. And another one is Alumni EA, so it's from the Business School of URGS. They have an alumni group that they also are applying some mentoring from the alumni to the students, actual students. So maybe kind of to see these different formats of mentoring to maybe get some insights.
Very good.
I have a suggestion about the submission of the companies that you told, that there are a lot of companies that are not startups and there are companies that are still businesses that are the ice cream man like for 40 years there. And those guys, you have to go to talk to them. So there's a really quick knowledge that's circulating between them that I'm talking to them. That's Google Forms. Like you can go there and just open it for them, and like you make 5 or 6 questions about the business that can help the mentors. And you go there once and you put those information there, and then you only have to bring the guy when you do the meeting around the business.
You didn't give me that message.
Just a very quick question.
Please.
If your girls already, if the group already chose a focus for the companies, or if you are aiming at overall companies? Because if you are going to overall companies, you have from the ice cream guy with the popcorn stand, and you go through this new startup with engaged entrepreneurs up to the multinational that ended up there in the beer pub, you know. So very different kinds of business, different kinds of needs. How you're going to manage this all, or if you're choosing one track and you're focusing that track.
That's the idea is for the ZISPOA related startups in sustainable innovation. So it's narrowed down. It's not every business. What the professors want to do is to help the kind of startups that are like part of Parallel Vivo and others.
Yeah, because you already have another project very similar concerning startups. So I thought this was about companies in ZISPOA engineering.
About the business roles that we were thinking about doing after this, we would probably choose, for one, we would choose business from one area, and then another day we would do different businesses. So we would different.
I would say something similar to what Luciana spoke, because we have in Singapore already working with startups. And actually I see them like...
sorry, we're all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, she was the last. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't have the print screen, but so I'm here to talk about Next Citizens. So for those who doesn't know, so it was a program by Pulsar, educational program focused on innovation, social innovation for the cities. So entrepreneurship driven to city and solving problems. So we connected a lot of different people that were interested, students, company employees, entrepreneurs, and other kind of people. So first, the achievements was this first edition that already happened. So we had like great feedback from the participants, some of them who are here tonight. We made a ZISPOA ebook. So as it was happening on ZISPOA and supposed to bring it back to ZISPOA, we made an ebook for people to know and get the concepts better. So now it's already like being reworked on, but it was the first step. We did a lot of MVAs, as we call it. As MVP works for companies, minimum viable product, we created the minimum viable action concept. So it's like, you think you don't have time for doing things and impacting on the community, but actually you have. Because do the minimum viable action, less resources, less time, a lot of people engaged, and you can do something nice. And it happened a lot of nice actions on ZISPOA. And then we brought new members to ZISPOA, people that didn't know before, and a new form of engagement. Some of them are here tonight, so that's maybe good feedback. But the risks, actually there's one main risk, that is not enough money, right? So at first edition, we made it and we didn't get like financially sustainable. We were able to match the costs, but none of us who worked for the program got paid for. So it's really unsustainable that way. So the risk mitigation is two main ways. One is to better mobilize people for participating. So that goes both with working on presentation, building a presentation or a workshop one day to go on places to prospect people, like on universities, for example, to show a little bit and maybe show a little bit of the methodologies, what is the concept about, already give a little taste of the experience to the people and then ask them to join in. And the other idea is to get a better communication and relationship before it happens. So people can already like do a pre-inscription and receive contents and building a relationship in order for people to later get in the inscription. But one of the main things that we are working on, especially in this month, is to get companies for getting a sponsorship. So that's probably our main solution for this financial issue. So we don't have to charge more of the people to participate. If we have like good company sponsorships, we can even like decrease the price for people and make it more inclusive. So basically our next steps is to finish a commercial presentation that we already started, and then start prospecting companies for sponsorship. Especially companies that are already some kind of interested in social innovation, sustainability, impact on the city, and especially on ZISPOA. And also prospect participants, right? So for this first pre-inscription, so this period, there's already a pre-inscription form for people that are interested, and I invite you all to do it. Can sign up, and we're getting some curatory, I don't know, of content. So we're selecting like nice content to send to people and build a communication, generate value by sending content and building a relationship, and then create this presentation or workshop to engage more people and try to bring more people. So September, it's going to be prospecting specialty companies for sponsorship and partnership and financial help. October, mainly for inscriptions for participants, and early November, we're going to launch it. So that's basically it.
I have a suggestion, maybe that might be good. You could create some kind of incentive for people to prospect for you. So let's say that someone talks to their friends and they get someone to sign up, they get a 20% or something, and the friends also gets a discount. So both, it's a win-win for them.
Pretty cool. Yeah, good idea. Yes.
No, I thought I'll create like a certificate for those who are participating. So maybe it could be interesting for someone that to get for a job, for example, a student, to say, okay, I'm working like a volunteer on that place doing things. And if it's like simple for the students, maybe it could be that they're really interested.
Yeah, we actually made a certification. The people that got on the first one received it, and also the bottom ZISPOA members, and got like called their names on the festival.
Yes, we had a graduation.
Yeah, a graduation on the festival. Unfortunately, I was not there, but I heard it was nice.
Anything else?
If you have suggestions of companies that maybe could be interested in this kind of projects, comments.
Okay.
Talk to
What?
The girls from M10 can help you. I have spoken to them.
All right. Okay. So, and actually, I wanted to just say earlier, real quick. I guess that was a great question, yes, and I think I was wrong. It sounds like the Group 6 wants to reach many more businesses in the zone, so that's really good. I didn't understand that, so I'm glad you asked that question. Okay, Group 1. Daniel, I know you don't have a. Now we're going to go through. We have a lot of projects. Not everybody did the tool this time. Hopefully, we will in the future. But we still want to go to a number of other projects. So, solar mapping.
Well, we don't have anything, so.
If you could share.
Tell what you're planning, briefly what you're planning to do, how far you've gotten, and what are your next steps.
The achievements next step.
Okay.
If you could.
Okay, so Group 1, we are doing the solar mapping of the ZISPOA, and we have achieved so far, we have like all the mapping from all the roofs of the zone. So we check like each roof and said, oh, this roof have like this inclination, it has like good potential for installing solar energy, stuff like that. And then, so after that, we started working at something that we call it solar coefficients, and it's something like that each roof is going to have this coefficient, and with it we can know how good the roof is, and then we can know like, well, let me think a little bit. Can I speak in Portuguese?
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Tá bom, então, a gente mapeou cada dos tetos, certo? E a partir disso a gente fez um coeficiente para cada dos tetos, correto? E daí a ideia é que a gente faça um mapa, como se fosse um layer no Google Maps, ou algo do tipo, para ter, sei lá, alguma cor, quando clique nele, apareça a informação de cada telhado que tu selecionar, ou seja, cada pessoa que mora na zona, que tiver um empreendimento ou algo na zona, pode clicar no local onde deseja, e ele vai aparecer toda a informação que ela precisa para poder instalar um sistema fotovoltaico ou algo do tipo. Ela vai poder saber quanta energia pode ser gerada nesse local, e com isso a gente pode ter uma ideia de qual o potencial solar total da zona. O que a gente fez até agora, já foi esse mapeamento, a gente está trabalhando nos coeficientes. Sexta-feira vai ser definido isso daí. Eu estou falando com o pessoal do Laboratório de Energia Solar da URGS, com o Arno Kreisger, que ele sabe tudo de energia solar, nível Brasil mundial, ele vai só dar um
check, dizendo, isso aqui tá legal. E os próximos passos serão com o Alexandre. E eu passei para ele uma tabela de Excel gigante com cada telhado. E daí, a partir disso, o Mark fez um trabalho que ele andou por toda a zona e colocou cada prédio, botou um númerozinho qual que é e disse como é que era o prédio, se era uma indústria, se era um pequeno comércio, casa residencial, algo do tipo. E daí a ideia vai ser juntar esses dados que a gente pegou com os do Mark, conseguir dar um match em tudo, para poder ter uma lista perfeita assim, de cada logradouro certinho. E a partir disso, colocar no mapa. Não sei se me falta alguma coisa. Como é que é? Ah, foi outro lado.
Oh, you're talking about market.
Sorry,
No, that's okay.
Uma ideia de próximos passos que até a gente já conversou, né? Que se, tendo potencial de geração de energia solar, se a gente conseguir também uma estimativa de consumo da região, a gente consegue saber qual o percentual e aí,
Fala.
E aí definir metas. A gente quer atingir 50%, 70%, 90%.
Tá. Vou meter the Ecocitizen World Map project involves developing indicators, so that's exactly what we want to do. And the crowdsourcing of data is geared towards getting information on individual level consumed. Like we're gonna knock on door to door and ask how to use your light. You have LED, you have bulb lights, and try to tackle both from like a very general citywide perspective and from the bottom, like single consumer, like single household level. And that's why we thought that energy was like a really good fit, because like the baseline scenario is almost zero solar energy. So we would, have a really nice curve. Yeah, like 200% in the first year. It's gonna be great.
And we just, I don't know, we just heard on Friday that the master, so we don't know this for sure.
Inside information.
Yeah, but the master plan that's being done for the 4th district by Ben-Ami Turkinis and his professors at Ord, that they did some kind of solar mapping of the 4th district. So I don't know if it's publicly available if we can get it, but you can check on that. Okay.
We're definitely gonna try. If we cannot get access to the solar map of the city, we're at least gonna try to look at it and see if it's a baseline or a comparison for the method we're developing.
Okay. All right. One of the things that's really blowing my mind is to realize, like, wow, we still have a ways to go. We got a lot of projects. So, so how about the MVM? Let's hear about electric car sharing.
Okay, speak a little about the MVM project. I don't know if I need to explain the whole picture, but in summary, we are working about 3 years now in a sharing system for electric cars here in Porto Alegre. We started with a project not in this zone, but the end of the last year we moved the project inside the zone. And we were working with Mark and the ZISPOA in this project, how to align our goals and achievements. And the last month we were talking, meeting, and we decided to give the first movement on this difficult cycle that has been for us, because it has been very difficult to get a car or get some investor or get some partnership to make this a reality. But now we will make a bet and put a charging station ready for the system and make all the environment ready to have a car. And this strategy is based in this partnership with Sweden that Mark has leading. we believe that this partnership could result in a donation of electric car by the Sweden part. We will have this inauguration of the charging station, and also we will have some indirect meetings with through Walker Massa. I talked with him, and he will present our system in a pitch way to the Klaus Sanders, the director of Volvo in Sweden. So we will try directly to the guy of Volvo if he wants to join this project. And about the charging station, there is another issue that we tried to buy one ready, but was not possible. The vendor in Brazil didn't have anyone. So to meet the deadline that Mark has to middle of October, we have to decide to bet a little more, and we are now in the middle of the developing of the first charging station for electric cars in Brazil.
So now we're even creating a new ZISPOA industry. They're building electric car charging stations in Porto Alegre.
And since it's a very hard deadline, we hired Paula Abuelo to make the product designer, the structure. And we are in charge of this electric system, electric engineering. I think we will have everything on time. About the yard table, I think only two risks can be pointed. One is the integration of the solar system from us engineering, that we have to discuss the technical issues yet. But we adjusted our design to be possible integration of it. And the other thing is some part that's coming from China that is independent of us. It's more for custom parts. But we believe that we will have something available by the inauguration, and after that we will just run after some bureaucracy to make possible to make everything work. And about the electric car, that we will try so hard with Sweden to get this donation, get some easy form to obtain some electric car. We believe if everything don't work in the Swedish part, we could start a crowdfunding to reach at least this one car to start the system. So we think that the MVM company are trying hard, they are making our best effort, but the car is very away for us, so we put the charging station, ask for the society here in Porto Alegre and everyone's, please, now we have to together build this and make the first step. And I think that's the whole picture.
Have you heard anything from Fernanda?
Fernanda, yes, we have some China issues about this, but because the automatic buying Chinese markets and online webpages don't sell to China.
Oh!
Yeah, okay, so I have to enter in contact with Chinese sellers, and this takes more time. And, but I believe that now that I am in touch with some seller in China and everything is set, I think it's not enough time to Fernanda brings the connector.
Wow.
So we will make an express delivery.
But you should all know that Innova Poa went out of their way to help us
Yes.
to get the part from China.
It's the secretary.
Yes, the secretary of it. Yes, she was very kind with it. So, Paula or Fabio or both, do you want to add anything? Or?
I will say something about the station car. We have here in Porto Alegre a person who have a car, BMW i3. It's a very nice car, but we need to make the station charge universal, because many factories
universal, fully universal, but we choose a charging station in a standard that is compatible with the European standard. That is the most electric cars that are selling in Brazil are agree with that. BMW i3 is agree, Volvo is agree. So our main best, the best now of electric cars are compatible with our electric charge station, but it's only the connector that changes. So if we need to change the connector, it's only the time to deliver from China a new connector and change, because the protocol standards and electrical patterns is the same for both types of connector. And it's very universal, but we know that this is not a very, it's a very new industry, so each country wants to standardize the procedure. I didn't know that United States and Japan have a common standard and Europe has a different standard. So I have to check which standard the cars in Brazil are using, European or American, because BMW i3 in the United States is American.
Right.
So, but we are, it's possible to charge the BMW i3 from your friend. But of course, before plug, we need to certificate in our official government, because BMW asks to charge in a charge station officially tested by official government certification.
Is it from the city government, or who does the certification?
It's
Which
federal
level?
agency, Anatel,
Oh, okay.
takes the official certification, and there are some companies that are the person in the middle that do all the tests. We are asking for some, how much costs the certification, how long, and, but I believe the bureaucracy will be after the evaluation.
Okay. Good. Very good. Well, this was the brilliant insight of when Luis Felipe's class, the last group that was working on the electric car charging was Sergio, that he said, well, you know, if we have the charge station up on October 20th and it's not working, that's okay. We don't have to use it, nobody will know for sure. So we have a backup plan. As long as we have it looking good with the solar panels on it, and we can pretend that it works, and then we go through the bureaucracy later. So okay. Yeah.
No, I just want to say that the guys are working on this project since a long time, but soon we'll have something to show to the world, so I want to invite you that when we have something, we are putting a lot of effort on it, so I hope everybody look forward to see it.
Yeah, so
we all do.
Yeah, this is going to be an original Porto Alegre ZISPOA electric car charging station, locally made by local entrepreneurs and experts. So that's pretty exciting.
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you need any help?
Yeah, it's difficult to say now, right in the moment, because we have a very hard deadline, and we don't have time to think about the planning in the long term or something like that. We have a lot of things to do right now. But I think after the inauguration, we will sit and plan what are the next big steps for have this working and happening in ZISPOA. And maybe in this moment, we can sit here together and talk about it.
We need to convince the people who have the car to bring the car. Because to now, they will not expose them in this moment. We need to fazer programação PDL, qualquer coisa, convencer a pessoa. Qualquer coisa, isso a gente tem que trabalhar, entendeu? Porque a pessoa quer se esconder, então é difícil.
Yeah. So what we can, if we can get your friend with the BMW, then even if it's charged somewhere else, but we can have the event, we have the charger, and the Swedish ambassador can drive around with the ZISPOA. So it'll be perfect. It'll be Gentinho Brasileiro. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's see. happens next year. We had a lot of... Actually, Fabio, why don't you talk about the solar trees? That was our, from the first course, our first project at Group 1, so go ahead.
We have a political problem in municipal secretaries because they have, some will have the trees, some will not have the trees. Some people who que não apoiam, né, o outro partido, eles ficam se brigando, então a gente está no meio e não deixa colocar os negócios. Né? Então, não adianta ter patrocínio, não adianta ter nada, o órgão público ele é burocratizado, ele é engessado e é muito difícil de conseguir as coisas. Então a gente trabalhou com o Busato, ele pretende fazer uma legislação em 90 dias para colocar experimentações no 4º distrito. Então, por exemplo, a estação de carregamento de carro, uma nova tinta ou a própria árvore solar, ela vai poder ser colocada como experimentação temporária. Se vocês viram, foi inaugurado um parklet, parecido com o Clyde, que é uma zona viva, que eles chamam, na frente da Faculdade Paco. Foi muito difícil de se conseguir, porque tem que ter autorização da SMAN, da SMIC, da SMOV, da SMURB, da ITDC, etc. Então é muito difícil conseguir qualquer coisa na cidade. Então, por quê? Tu pode botar uma intervenção artística, mas nada que beneficie a população. Uma obra de arte pode, isso pela Secretaria da Cultura pode, mas não alguma coisa que ofereça um benefício para a população e que tenha uma propagandinha, que alguém financiou. Porque ninguém vai colocar nada sem botar uma propaganda. É a contrapartida de tu botar alguma coisa lá. Então, essa legislação está sendo trabalhada em 90 dias para se trabalhar no 4º distrito por um período de 1 ano, né, as experimentações. Então, esse foi um avanço que o ZISPOA, através do trabalho do ZISPOA, se conseguiu que se elaborasse essa legislação. Acho que o Marco estava junto lá, né, com o Zato. Então, é um trabalho só que está sendo feito. A gente tem um patrocinador que a gente está com 13 árvores na cidade, mas para ser colocados em locais públicos, mas infelizmente não conseguimos autorização. Então a gente conseguiu 5 pontos particulares. E desses pontos a gente vai colocar, a partir da semana que vem já vai ter a primeira, segunda, terça, quarta, quinta, por aí a gente já está colocando essas árvores nesses pontos. Assim que sair a lei, nós colocaremos as outras 8 na cidade. São árvores de 4 metros de altura e vai ter sistema de Wi-Fi, até 30 acessos, iluminação local, iluminação cênica, uma pequena rádio FM de 1 watt de potência, que é para atingir 50 metros, e carregador de celular. Isso é considerado mobiliário urbano e não é permitido hoje, por lei, colocação em locais públicos. Ok? Então, é essa lei que está sendo modificada. É isso.
Is there any way, you know, by the way, this is what, you know, one of the things that was really great about what we ended up doing, especially for Nancy and I, because we came, you know, to work for the state government and city governments, is the moment that we said, let's just do it. You know, kind of like the Nike slogan. And look what an incredible impact it had of just us saying we're going to do ZISPOA, we're not going to wait for the government to do it. And now they're like, how can we help? So along those lines, is there any way to get even one tree? I know you have the sponsor, right, the Brusquin, right? Just thinking, is there any way to get one tree somewhere in ZISPOA, on Chapéu Total, wherever, that doesn't involve a huge amount of city bureaucracy and all of that?
Não, eu posso falar em português?
Sim.
Nós temos, né, a gente tem o patrocinador que quer, por exemplo, a Praça Florida, mas a gente não tem autorização para colocar na Praça Florida. Ela tem ela é regida pela SMAN e a SMAN não quer colocar nada lá.
Claro. A pergunta foi se tem algum jeito de fazer em algum lugar privado dentro da ZISPOA que não envolvesse toda a burocracia pública, como o Shopping Total, por exemplo.
Tem, mas a contrapartida do patrocinador não pode conflitar com, por exemplo, eu tenho um patrocinador que conflita com outro shopping, então não posso. problem. It's a problem.
So if Brusky is a sponsor, then it can't be a Shopping Central, it has to be on the public space.
I think so. I think we can do this, but we need to make refine the project.
All right, so, you know, this is a standing offer for anybody. I'm working on any project. You can call on me anytime in the Institute for any help you need. So let's sit down together and try to figure this out.
Yes, we need that.
Okay, perfect. All right, so next I think Seaside Saw, where we want to talk about the sustainable connections. We have yeah, okay. Before getting to it.
O grupo 3, até não conhecia os novos integrantes do Brasil. O grupo 3 tem uma das ações que é o Conexões Sustentáveis, que são eventos mensais para falar sobre sustentabilidade e assuntos relacionados. E ele acontece, então, são mensais, acontece todo mês. Eu organizo isso junto com o João Pedro e algumas outras pessoas que não são do grupo. E é isso, tem sido um sucesso, tem dado super certo. A gente sempre encheu bem aqui o espaço. E esse mês passado não teve, está reestruturando algumas coisas. Mas a gente, se vocês quiserem me auxiliar, se quiserem sugerir temas, a gente brinca que quem sugere tema tem que trazer já um telefone de palestrante. E a gente faz sem cobrar um ingresso de verdade, é um valor bem simbólico para cobrir os custos daqui. O que mais? O último foi sobre energias renováveis. Foi bem bacana, bem cheio, bastante palestrante, deu super certo a dinâmica que a gente fez. Plano de conexão. E é isso, não sei o que mais das conexões. A ideia principal do Conexões é que tem gente que às vezes pergunta, tem que aprofundar mais. Aí às vezes tem gente que não é da área que vem e fala, eu não entendi muito. Então a gente tenta fazer um nível que fique bom para todo mundo. E principalmente a proposta do Conexões é que surjam conexões sustentáveis, que o networking das pessoas melhore, que cresça. E sempre ali saem bons contatos e o pessoal sempre me manda mensagem depois dizendo, nossa, consegui um contato assim, depois eu fiz um negócio, ou que fez algum evento, alguma coisa. É um bom evento para fazer bons contatos, boas conexões.
There's also for Fabio. So actually I'm going to ask, it's a perfect time to ask Fabio to go next talk about Zero Waste Week because...
Is there any conversation?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Any conversation about
Yes.
Para quem é da área de educação ambiental ou de educação em geral, a gente fez 2 eventos, né, que você deve ter falado, deve ter perdido, não? A gente fez 2 eventos educadores para a sustentabilidade e o produto deles foi um grupo no Facebook para conectar educadores e compartilhar suporte, material sobre sustentabilidade para o pessoal também poder replicar isso, né? Criar um grupo que seja de suporte entre professores para criar essa alma.
Para que essas conexões perdurem, né? Não só aqui na hora de aula.
Porque uma das coisas que todos trouxeram é que todos estão agindo sozinhos nas suas ações de educadores ambientais, né? Um na escola, outro no município, outro na sua empresa, e aí a gente tentou fazer essa ponte entre eles.
Muita coisa acontecendo, parecendo.
Busca lá, Educadores para a Sustentabilidade no Facebook é o único grupo que tem, quem quiser.
Essa dica vai entrar, que a gente vai. E também a ideia é que esses grupos também aconteçam com os outros temas, né? Mas também que não parte só da gente, porque daí fica a gente também administrando grupos no Facebook.
A gente cria e deixa...
A gente planta a sementinha ali, a conexão e quem tiver interesse que segue.
O próximo, fim de outubro, sobre lixo, a gente ainda não conversou.
Eu não ia falar porque a gente ainda não falou com a Fabiola, mas vai acontecer a semana Lixo Zero em Porto Alegre, né? No final
Já amei.
E a gente quer fazer como a gente sempre fazia no começo do mês, geralmente o segundo sábado do mês, a
Well, that's why I thought, because, yeah, so we're going to do, Fabio's going to talk about the zero waste meeting in a minute, Solano, Misha Zero. But we're for ZISPOA, we're working with her and with the whole team to do 4 events for Zero Waste Week. So that includes what Cisa and JP were just talking about, a Sustainable Connections seminar on Saturday morning, October 29th. There's also on Monday night, October 24th, Fabio will do the ZISPOA. Also on the afternoon, Saturday of the 29th, in the park, which is now Parallel Vivo and ZISPOA, we have a working relationship with the park across the street. In fact, Group 3 is going to work on a garden there. So we're going to have on that afternoon a kids' Halloween party to teach about sustainability, recycled costumes and all sorts of stuff. And Kaka's taking the lead on that. And lastly, and we'll hear a little bit from Lillian about green drinks, we're talking about possibly doing a special green drinks on the night of February, sorry, what did I say? October, Friday. No, I'm losing my language. Friday, October 21, Quinta-feira, and Sexta-feira? And that maybe we hope it'll be at NASCO working in the 3rd floor. So, but anyway, please go ahead.
Well, I'm Fabiola and I run an initiative that talks about zero waste. And the major event that we have is, this is the 3rd year that we make it in Porto Alegre. And in the last week of October, we invite all the society to tell what they do or to make interventions or workshops about zero waste. So mainly the project is knowing these fantastic people that makes a lot of different actions and invite them to put it in this schedule. We have 9 days to combine many different situations in Porto Alegre to talk for free about zero waste. Last year we made 60 events. The first year we made 54 events, and it talks about civil construction, medicine, discharge of for zero waste. We made some workshops with universities to schools. There was a zero waste picnic. We have an event that is for bikes that is called Pedalar da Lixo Zero. So we invite people to define their actions and to join this schedule. We are actually running the capture of events and sponsors. So this is the time to subscribe events. The site is coming up. So I'm today when I arrived I said that I was thankful because I see this network running so much in so many different projects that combine with this initiative. And I'd like to thank so much Mark for putting us in such evidence and to help us to build this network strongly. There are some projects that I believe that might run under financial positive circumstances. So there are some projects that we are running to be sustainable even financially for the other years. So it's been a project that is it's spreading money to people that are around, what is really nice. So I was here talking in WhatsApp also with Isa, because we are trying to make a zero waste tour that starts here in Paralelo, then goes to Vila Flor, show some zero waste initiatives there, then go to Galpão Makers and show some zero waste initiatives there. Those 3 houses have zero waste systems running, different systems running, so people would be able to see that. And that's one of the projects that we are make this place and other place so fantastic in evidence. So I say that my job is putting evidence in what people do. that's it. Thank you.
Any questions or? Okay, Lillian, are you?
Yes.
Please, one of our big projects, green drinks.
Vamos falar daqui.
Só para seguir assim, os próximos passos, os riscos desse vídeo.
Tá, como eu não fiz, eu tenho que pensar antes de falar. Então, eu vou só explicar o que é o evento.
Tá, beleza. Tá.
Então, pessoal, in English. I'd like to invite you all, because this next Friday we have Green Drinks. And Green Drinks is an event that came up on Virada Sustentável. And ZISPOA, we are figuring out what we would offer to do in this event in Virada Sustentável, and we came up with this business round, but in a happy hour style. So it's much easier to talk to people and to connect when you already had a beer, 2 beers, maybe 3. So it's a bit like Conexões Sustentáveis, which is also made to connect with other businesses. So Green Drinks is made to connect with business and made to connect with people also. And just to relax, chill, and talk about sustainability and find out what people are up to. So if you have doubts and you didn't understand one of the projects here, you can go there and we'll connect you. And that's what really happens there, is that people come and say, I'm doing that and I don't know, I'm a bit lost, how can I connect here? And then we hear from someone else that has a similar project, so we put these people together and it really happens that way. And the first 3 events happened here in Paralelo Vivo, which we are very thankful, and then we went circulating in the city to get to know other places in ZISPOA, but we have received some offers from business outside to receive Green Drinks, because it's becoming kind of a brand. So people want to receive Green Drinks so they can, it's kind of strength for their business also, because it attracts people to get to know there. So we have we had one in Casa Cultural Tony Petro, which is a cultural and dance business right across the street from Shopping Total. Last one we had at Vidal Sustentável, which is a really nice place also, all made for sustainability with a shop and all the concept. The next one this Friday is going to be at Marquise 51, which is a very interesting place. So I go and visit all those places and I find out new places in the city that I didn't know before, and it's very interesting if you also can come. So Marquise 51 is a hub, but it's a music and art hub. So it's very alternative and it's very different. And it's inside ZISPOA. And we need to get closer to the people here, to the business here. So that's what we're doing. And we already have like 2 new business offering to go. So it's, I don't know if you heard of Petropolis Green Park.
Green Park, right.
So we need Green Drinks here, and they already have a green beer. So they're making want to launch a Green Drinks. So when people ask me, do you have green beer at Green Drinks, then I will say yes. Because it's a question that always comes up.
Yeah, that's right.
And also there's another one that will happen probably at Eco Park, which is a sustainable place too in Porto Alegre. So we are already have plenty of places to do Green Drinks until the end of the year. So I'm running together with ZISPOA and the volunteers. So I have a business that I'm launching, and I'm helping to organize this event. So that's it.
What help do you need? Or would like?
Let's see, for example, I need to extend my knowledge about organic
because every green drinks I try to invite people to sell their organic food or organic drinks, or so we had organic kimchi, we have organic sandwich, we have organic temaki, and I always try to know different places and expand that network too, but sometimes it's hard. And if you guys know places that would like to sell at green drinks, because it's not a very broad event, it's not like a large public, it's like receive 40 people, sometimes 50. Like the first one we had like advertisement at NBS, so we had like 70 people, 80 people here, but normally you have like 40 people, it's like a closed environment. So it's not like just to sell a lot and gain money, it's about advertising the businesses there. So if you guys know other places that would like to sell, I would really love to hear from you.
Send you an email, a message?
Email, Facebook, WhatsApp, what else? Slack, anything. Snapchat, no. So that's it. Any questions?
I'd just like to thank Green Drinks because I got a very neat connection at the last one. And tomorrow I'll be at the Hama reunion. And it's a rede de produtores agroecológicos. And they're the ones who gave it away, the stamp of organic. So if you're in need of people to sell organics, you can mention that need tomorrow at this reunion.
Perfect. All right, great. This is really, it's so great how much people help each other, and that's what this is for. So we got two more tonight, and believe it or not, even with these two more, then those are all the project reports for tonight. And that's not even all the projects. It's amazing. But anyway, okay.
Well, very fast.
Oh, sure.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Em português, sorry.
Go ahead.
A gente abriu um grupo fazendo negócios na zona de inovação sustentável. É uma plataforma para fazer essa rede. Então podem procurar no Facebook, oferecer, pedir coisas. E aí a ideia é fomentar essa relação de negócio local. Está rodando já. Fazendo negócios na zona de inovação sustentável. Doing business in the zone.
All right. Any questions about it? Okay. Mia Jean.
Can you put the bottom?
Não, keep it from.
Good. We're doing great.
Hi guys, my name is Karine. I don't know if I introduced myself before. I'm here to talk to you about Eugene. Eugene is a movement of volunteers that got together to share opinions, to share knowledge, to share visions of the world about sustainability. So we are about 20 volunteers that accepted the challenge to share. How do we share our knowledge? We do it in this blog that's www. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, that's right. I have some cards here if you wanna get some. We started on April, and it was a great surprise because
There's the URL.
yeah.
Oops.com.
Yeah. It was a project of. It was a dream of myself, and I dream about a project like this, and I invited some friends over to can you write for me